The world is in the midst of climate change. Summers are the hottest in over 400 years. The globe is teeming with over 6 billion people. They live in houses, work in offices, commute by cars, buses and trains, and possess a million items of utility or desire. And most of these are coated in paint. From ancient cave paintings to modern architectural structures, paint has been used to decorate and protect buildings, create works of art, and to coat almost everything from ocean liners to toys. Today, paint is no longer just an aesthetic device, it is a formidable technology in a bucket.
Since the beginning of time, humans have always had an intense desire to build better lives for themselves. Progress in science, technology, and industrialization transformed human life. This led to exponential growth, development, and urbanization. But the price of progress was high. The sudden buildup of carbon dioxide, methane, and other gases in the atmosphere started disrupting the delicate balance of Earth's environment.
High concentration of these greenhouse gases started trapping thermal radiation on the planetary surface.
Global warming had begun.
As humans evolved, so did their ability to create.
There were all kinds of new inventions, products, and habitats.
One such modest invention that went largely unnoticed was that of paint. And only a few people realized the impact this modest marvel of chemistry would have on our lives.
Paint is everywhere. It's actually everything that you see around you. In the organized world, it's all covered in paint. We are dripping paint all the time. So I think it's absolutely core and critical to who we are, as a civilization.
A world without paint would not only be dull and colorless, but also corroded. Beauty and color apart, protection and performance are the key attributes of paints. This is what makes them a crucial element of engineering. And as engineering technology has evolved over the centuries, so has a seemingly simple product like paint.
Paint is basically a coating. It has got two primary roles. One is covering and protection, and the other is decoration and color. However, now thanks to great technology, it has started now playing many other roles, which has an impact on your overall well-being. It has an impact on your environment. It has an impact on creating a healthier space.
Today, paints have gone beyond merely protecting surfaces and have become an active device in combating harsh weather.
In fact, there are even cool paints which can actually reflect heat off buildings, reducing the ambient temperature within them.
The ancient Egyptians were one of the first civilizations that made paint by using natural and locally available substances like silica, copper, and lime.
In ancient time, people used to apply lime wash on their walls. That was a very crude beginning of coloring the surface, painting the surface and all. But it was not providing very good surface properties. It was not providing very performance feature to the buildings and all.
For centuries, paint was made by hand. It was only in the mid-19th century, after the availability of inexpensive linseed oil as a binder, that manufacturing of paint became a business. The basic manufacturing process of paint involves grinding, mixing, and dispersion of multiple substances. This has remained consistent ever since the manufacturing of paint began.
There was an unprecedented surge in the demand for paint and its performance parameters in the 20th century. To enhance the quality of paints, new chemicals and solvents were introduced into the mix. However, some of the raw materials used contained harmful volatile organic compounds or VOCs. These compounds pose a huge risk to both humans and the environment as they not only contribute to global warming but are also carcinogenic.
When these compounds are let off by the paint, they react with the nitrogen dioxide and sunlight in the atmosphere, and they help in depletion of the ozone layer, which is not good for us.
The presence of VOCs can be detected by the sharp odor they emit when exposed to air. Apart from paints, they are also used in many day-to-day consumer goods such as nail polish, markers, and aerosols. With over 12 billion litres of paint being manufactured every year, there was an urgent need to alter the effect of these lethal compounds on the environment and humans alike.
Paint has a combination of different chemicals, materials, and it starts with a raw material and then processing and then life of a paint. Every stage it has a role to play in environment. Right kind of raw materials which is less hazardous to environment, whether it's aquatic, air, or in human life.
Researchers world over are on a mission to create path-breaking innovations in paint manufacturing. And one of the key areas of focus is to make paint more health and environment friendly. The goal? To eliminate toxic raw materials and VOC emissions from paints and other coatings.
The cost we pay is not just sitting in the product we buy, in this case the paint we buy, but there is an implied cost sitting in the air we breathe, or the environment our children live in, or the quality of the paint you put on the walls and the impact it has on the health of your family.
As India is on its way to becoming an economic powerhouse, buildings, towns, and super cities are sprouting everywhere. Construction has become its second largest sector, and exterior paint consumption has shot up exponentially.
Exterior paint, the first thing a customer looks towards is the aesthetic look, that the building should look hygienic and beautiful. The other part is the functional need.
Keeping India's unique climatic conditions in mind, paint developers saw an opportunity to make a difference by delivering a new breed of performance paints. Scientific breakthroughs and innovations provided the platform to create paints that would protect, beautify, shield, and even cool.
Cool paints are paints which can actually drop temperatures inside your home, okay? Save you electricity, which is something which people never thought a paint could do.
Based on a revolutionary technology called SunReflect, scientists developed this unique exterior paint that would keep buildings cooler by up to 5 degrees. When sunlight strikes a building coated with SunReflect, the paint's protective layer disables the conduction of heat from the outer structure of the building into its interiors, thereby keeping the building considerably cooler. And so, with a dash of color and a splash of technology, the time of cool paints had arrived.